Hey, what's up, guys? Matt the Greeter here. At the wheel of a large automobile. No, it's not a large automobile. It's a Hyundai. I just wanted to pop in real quick and give my initial reviews. You see me on Instagram post a lot about Envy of None's new album. Well, not new album. They're a project, right? It's all new. This conglomeration of musical artists hasn't really been together before this release. So we have Alex Lifeson, right, from Rush. We have Andy Curran, who you Canadians probably know very well. He's played in a number of bands there. Coney Hatch, who I have to check out. I think he's a lead singing bass player in that project. So that's pretty cool. I know something about that. Alfio. I'm not going to get his Alabani or whatever. I'm not going to get his last name right. Sorry, Alfio. Alfio, I guess known for his production work, but as it would turn out, is a multi-instrumentalist himself. And Maiah Wynne on vocals, and she also is a multi-instrumentalist. So I have to really crack through the track listing and see who played what on everything. I've had several listen-throughs so far, and I absolutely love this album. It's a killer. So here's something, before the album's release, as you can imagine, there was a lot of, it reminded me of the Harley community. So where am I going with this? Anyway, you hear that? Bunch of Harleys went by. I could be on the bike tonight, but I have quite a long ride. It's going to be unfavorable on my return trip, so I'm on four wheels tonight. But when they came out with the Revolution Max engine, which is their most recent, as of this recording, their most recent inception of the Harley-Davidson engine in the Sportster S, in the Pan America, and hopefully it's going to be in some other mean machines down the road. A lot of the old, white, bearded, pot-bellied, Harley-Davidson, crusty purists, before they even sat on one, proclaimed from the rooftops of their little social media platforms how terrible this was and how it's not Harley anymore and blah, 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 and how it's stupid and on. Very disparaging comments. And then respected people in the motorcycle community started riding them and then started buying them, because as it would turn out, the engine is absolutely a killer and a game changer for Harley-Davidson. And a lot of those guys are eating crow now. By the way, I learned where that expression comes from, eating crow. It actually came about a long time ago because crow doesn't taste good. Crow actually, as it's reported, tastes awful. So if you're eating crow, it's not an enjoyable experience. You're eating your own words. So anyhow, this Envy of None album, a lot of Rush purists, before they heard the album, lots of spiteful commentary against Alex. What are you doing? No Getty on bass? Everybody was absolutely, not everybody, these people of whom I speak, blowing up the comment sections all over the internet with complaints. Hadn't heard a note of the album yet. And complaining that it wasn't Alex and Getty. Well, let me tell you, man, this project is unlike anything you've heard from Alex Lifeson. Alex Lifeson, you know how much of a textured and interesting guitar player he was with Rush. And boy, oh boy, put that in a different combination, right? With a world-class, different style bass player in Andy Curran, who's become a new favorite of mine. Has exceptional bass tone. The bass tone on this album, I'm going to lose the phone in a second because I got to accelerate. The bass tone on this album is really, really, and the guitar tones. The guitar and bass tones are really exceptional on this album. So I listen to a lot of music in my car, a lot of Tragically Hip. I mean, a lot of everything from Sepultura to Enya. I mean, you name it, and I've got it going on. Typo Negative, and I'll tell you, the bass on this album is absolutely tearing my door frames. It's unbelievable. Unlike anything I've listened to in this car. The mix of this album is absolutely punishing. Like, my outside mirrors are rattling on Dog's Life or whatever the name of it is. I'm still getting to know the track listing, but man, to feel it buzzing through my arm on the door as I'm driving reminds me of when I have my own bass amp cranked when we're playing at the Grange or something like that, and the whole world is like vibrating. You can feel your pants flap. Well, man, that's what the bass on this album feels like. And you know, the what are you doing here, buddy? The mix is just so good. And you know, some of the sounds that are happening are evocative of, you know, certain trip hop elements, you know, things you'd hear in Massive Attack. Tricky. There's a couple of vocal things that sound like a little bit like Tricky, the woman singing on the Blowback album. Really interesting. There's some Eurythmics in the feel. Some of the guitar that Alex has in the background of certain songs almost sounds like a lonesome Bruce Springsteen bit, you know, a little bit of like just lonesome American, crying through your guitar in the background. Really cool, super cool stuff, you know. And obviously can't say enough about Maiah's vocals. By now you should have heard of Maiah Wynne. If not, I'll leave a link below. You got to check out Maiah Wynne's other stuff too, because it's very different. But I mean, it's her singing, you know, she's a very sincere vocalist. And like I said, multi-instrumentalist. I think she said she has like 85 instruments, 87 instruments, and she can play them all, right? So none of them are window dressing. So yeah, the vocals are just, you know, at once heartbreaking, inspiring, moving, unsettling, everything you want in an album. It's a very dynamic album. And I guess I'll leave you with one other thing, because this is just a quick album review from me, a total non-expert. But the last track is an instrumental, and I've listened to it a bunch because it was actually written for the great Neil Peart, who's no longer with us, and it has a totally different feel from anything else on the album. But I feel like it's like a postcard, either to Neil or from Neil. It's what it feels like a postcard from Neil. Like he's still somewhere on that red BMW on a back road, you know, just between national parks somewhere, you know, and without words, just a beautiful and poignant postcard home from a drummer, a writer, a lyricist, a Canadian, and a biker that you know, frankly, I miss a great deal. I'm happy to have walked the earth with him. So that last track is a pretty nice touch. You know, at first listen, you might think it stands out and maybe doesn't belong on the album, but I would encourage you, listen to the album in full a bunch of times, and I think you'll find it a real refreshing and meaningful postcard at the end of the album. So anyway, Envy of None, a great project title. It's up there with Tragically Hip for me. Just names I wish I had thought of. And give the album a try, please. Envy of None, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment or post your own reaction to the album. Let me know what you think, and reach out. Let them know. Let Andy Curran, let Maiah Wynne, let Alfio and Alex. Let them know they did a good job. You know, leave some comments. Watch some of the band interviews about the project. They're really interesting, really cool. And in the meantime, guys, this is Matt the Greeter, and thanks for popping in this midweek interruption or mid-weekend interruption, and I'll talk to you guys real soon, hopefully from the Bug Smasher. All right, I care about you guys. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the road. All right, bye.